one up and up, it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic.
All right, Coach. First opened back in 2008. There's a look at Lucas Oil Stadium here in downtown Indy. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Go! 180! 150! Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
It's second down.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one. 46 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
At the 44-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Throwing here, Trubisky. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 30 big ones. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Now it's Trubisky. He's got Burton here. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The man wreaking havoc there, Gerald McCoy, the D tackle. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch left, tight end to the left, tight end left.
First carry for Raquel Armstead. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Gain of 6 makes it 3rd and 2.
Let's go now. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 36.
Brissett on 3rd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyrone Crawford, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 23-yard line.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
1st down, Chicago.
Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's Trubisky looking for Shepard deep. It's caught inside the 25. A big pickup of 38.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Trubisky will throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ramik Wilson. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. The throw complete. Trubisky to Miller, and he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trubisky now already over 150 yards through the air in the opening quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. It's caught by Davis. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. once more. It's Trubisky. And Miller will pull this one in. He's got it for the Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's our time. It's our time.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Watch the twist.
On third down, Brissett. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Yeah, Henry. 58 to Mike. Check right, check right. Ball try. And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 to the Mike. Come on, boy.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
The penalty helps a bit, but still 8 yards to go on 3rd down for this offense.
Watch the screen. Watch out. Watch out. 44, Mike, 44. All right, T, let's go. All right, set up.
Brissett. And he connects with Ebron. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 28.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Brissett on first down. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Motion, reset.
On 2nd down, Armstead. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with 3rd down coming up.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, Brissett. Letting one go deep for the end. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Trubisky. He finds Robinson. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. It's complete to Robinson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson with touchdown number 12 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, the hurdle. Oh. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run it with Armstead. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Brissett. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Play action now, Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Kwiatkowski able to maneuver in for the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they got to find a way to get it back together.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Let's go now. 44. Bandit. 44 is the mic. Okay. Hustle. Defense. Let's go, defense.
Out of the gun, Brissett. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 42.
That's good for a Colts. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Play action. It's Trubisky. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Justin Houston in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To try again after the sack. Trubisky, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them with defenders jostling them in order to keep their concentration and haul it in.
They'll try and run forward with Davis. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Hey, 18.
On 2nd and goal, Trubisky got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky as the Bears push further out in front.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Mike 48, Mike 48. Go, go. I'm coming for you, son. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Here's Bissett. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Bissett. Campbell making the catch. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Fellas, let's set a tone. 48. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. What? Go. 48 Mike.
They'll throw again. Brissett. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Set. Go to base. I don't even know why this team showed up.
Brissett now. Funches has it complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They'll try and run for this with Matt. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now a run with Mack. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
58, the money. You must be dreaming.
Throwing, Brissett. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Quincy Wilson that time, was able to make the play defensively. So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10. They go play action. Trubisky. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing here, Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. 22 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Bears first down.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he will find Ridley. That's complete.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd downs. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Justin Houston has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Trubisky going up top for Miller. And the throw there going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Echo, echo. Spoke to Mike. Mike spoke.
Off the play fake. Here's Brissett. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
44 is the Mike. 44 is the Mike. Let's go. 44 is the Mike. 44 is Mike. Check. I got it. Whoa. Mike spoke.
To throw is Brissett. It's caught by Funchess. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Mack off the draw play. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. There's a nice move. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
From the red zone now, Brissett. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the 5-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Foreman. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Trubisky. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Trubisky now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Ramik Wilson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
After the sack on first down, Trubisky, that he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is fielded at the 7. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Deferring to Armstead on the draw. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here we go. 15 on it. 15 on it. Yeah, right there. I'm on.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And Pascal's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Mack. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Oh, you got deep? Check 9, check 9.
Here's Brissett. Looking deep here for Ebron. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, Let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Akeem Hicks, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Army. 40, go. 10-49.
Brissett. And he's going to go down again. Akeem Hicks in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Hey, let's get in that holes. Mike 48. Watch the run. Watch the ship.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Eddie Jackson picks him. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Justin Houston in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. Now it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one, 44 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Trubisky. This is Miller, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Mike Davis with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. He hops over him.
That's why you stretch.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Play action now. Brissett. That's into the hands of Pascal. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now a desperation throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Trubisky will throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Walker coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, orbit.
Looky here, Trubisky wants to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Trubisky. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all